Hello everyone and welcome back to another gameplay video. Today we're back with Omnimon. EX9 brought some new support and here is the quick rundown of the deck list. We've got Ukemon and a few more rookies for consistency and the end of turn DNA rookies of course. BT70 Greymon to get out the tamers, all of the megas to facilitate Warp Digivolution and going into Omnimon. Of course the new Alter S, the old Omni Ace, the old Tamer to attack at the end of turn, the new Tamer to gain some more draws, a Mad Ishida which is more experimental, and the option card. With that, we'll go into game 1 against Impmon. Also, quick note on the Mad Ishida, it's not the best card. You could go with the Remember Boost to grab any pieces, but Mad is also a great way to only search the Metal Garurumon or the Gabumon out of the deck and gain some memory when you search with your rookies and your Kuromon, so you gain 1 memory every turn, which is a bit more recurring memory instead of 2 memory in 1 turn with Hysteria. Okay, gameplay wise, we've got quite a good start. We've got a rookie in racing, which is Ukemon. We've got a rookie out in the battlefield, in the battle area, and we're gonna go into security to draw 1 card, I think, which is kind of nice. We've got actually everything. We've got the end of turn attack Tamer, we've got both mega level Digimon, we've got an end of turn DNA rookie and 2 Alter S, which could be a pretty quick OTK. Because if you're not familiar with the Alter S, at the end of attack you can play out both level 6s. We're most likely going to grab another Omnimon to, well, DNA again. Because if you play out both 6s, you can DNA again. And since it's DNA Digivolution, you can attack again. So, let's go to security. As we've said, the Kuromon is going to get us a draw. And I don't think the Ukemon is going to survive. So we're going into the security. 2 checks, that's pretty cool. And just play out the Tamer. We've got everything set up. Let's see what our opponent is going to do. We know Impmon is a pretty strong deck when it comes to solitaire gameplay, so let's see how much they can trash and how long they can keep turn for. So, 1 piece from the top 4 is going to be adjusted. It's going to be Death Slinger gaining 1. Also, the your turn when you trash something gain 1. Let's see. Impmon is going to play out in... No, the Beelzemon is going to play out in Impmon. Also, he hit the Rival's Barrage. That's 3 hits. That's crazy. 2 checks in security. Let's see if he hits an Omnimon or if he's going to survive. Trash top 2. EX3 Impmon is going to trash 3 more. 2 Wizardmon is kinda crazy though. So he extends his turn by 2 more memory. And let's see, 2 more checks. Nothing else is going to be played. Okay, he stays alive. Maybe going to Impmon X. Nope, that doesn't seem like it. Oh, Impmon X is absolutely correct. I meant Beelzemon X. But no, he will pass turn and this is pretty good for us. We can draw a card at the start of turn, go with the War Greymon and warp the Gabumon into Metal Garurumon. Right, this is the absolute standard combo. You've seen it ever since BT17. Let's see where we can go from here. We will delete the highest level in just a moment, which is going to take out a Beelzemon. After that, okay, we can stun 1 Impmon. Now we're going to stun the Tamer. That's also pretty good. Gain back 2 memory, since we've got a Garurumon and a Greymon and name in our Digimon. So, now, Alter S. Alter S is going to be both of them, blue card on top. Delete the highest level. We are unaffected, just like Magnax. At the end of turn, attack. Let's see. I don't think there's something with 15,000 or more. I think Blast Mode is 14,000. But yeah, trash the top card. There's the Beelze X. That's pretty rough. Okay, check for 6k. At the end of attack, we're going to play out the level 6s. Stunning, I think, the Impmon that we have not stunned yet. And deleting another Impmon. We will delete the Impmon with Inherited Retaliation that could be kind of troublesome for us, but whatever. And stun the other Impmon. Okay, he has a lot of memory to work with. He cannot use this Tamer, which is like -3 memory or something. No, it's actually just 2 if he has Death Slinger. But okay, main effect of the new Tamer. He can just Digivolve into a Beelzemon from trash or hand, I don't know. Trash the top 4. This is pretty nice. Death Slinger is going to get 1 memory, his your turn is going to get 2 memory, and there's also a Bond of True Love or something, I don't know. Which is going to be placed in the battle area, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, okay, there is the trigger. Is he going to place it? Well, that's 1 card less in trash, I guess. I don't know if he's going to go for 30 cards in trash, but yeah. Okay, here's Beelzemon X. This is the only card that I can attack right now. It seems like. Trashing the top 2. Okay, there's 1 Tamer, but it's not too bad. We can ace easily. But we don't have to. So, the attacker is going to get through because he could go for Rival's Barrage or Death Slinger and delete our Omnimon and get overflow. So we'll just wait for our turn, go into... Oh, 7 full clusters also pretty nice. So we will wait for our turn and go into Alter S, because that's just much more safe. And without the Tamer, he's not going to be able to keep turn, and he's going to scoop. Yeah, so this is just how this works right here. Let's see what we're going to do this game. We're going to reroll, because the other hand was kind of okay, but Ukomon is much better, and I would highly suggest to reroll or just mulligan to get a Ukomon. Because there are a lot of hands that are playable. You have 15 rookies, I believe, because you have 12 with the DNA and Ukomon rookies, and 3 with the BT12 Searcher, so 15 rookies is kind of nice. Which means a lot of hands are going to be playable. So a playable hand is nothing. You need Ukomon, especially if you're going first, to have enough tempo. And also with the BT17 Greymon, you might be able to get some tempo as well. So if you have 2 Agumon and 1 BT17 Greymon, I'd highly suggest digivolving the Greymon and Raising and going into the Agumon again. We'll see it in another game, I believe. But okay, our opponent has 2 Kurisarimon, which is kind of okay. He just hit a Tamer for us in the security. That's crazy. We will turn off the automatic effect resolution, because he has an undeletion, I believe. I don't know if he gets memory because of that, but let's see. It's always good to have the automatic effect, blah blah blah, whatever, turned off, so you can, you know, use your effects correctly. But we're just going to suspend 1 Tamer. Okay, let's see. Yeah, he didn't gain a memory because that was not a blocker, I believe. That's the inherited of the Doraemon. I don't know, it was whited out, because at the moment DCGO is not working properly with GitHub. So yeah, let's see what he is going to do with the free memory that we gave him. He's going to go in for Impmon, so he can just delete the token that he played out of the undeletion and go into Diaboromon. Okay, which is also going to play out a token and digivolve our Greymon, I believe. Yep. That's pretty rough, but, well, whatever. He's gonna clear out the Agumon, yeah, that's a no-brainer. And play out a Caramon. I don't know what I would think about clearing out the Caramon, but yeah. Okay, draw 1 at the start of main, digivolving into a Gabumon, because there's nothing we need from the trash. So we don't digivolve into the Agumon, we just want to draw more cards. So gain back 2 memory, on play delete something with 8k. Or less. And now here's the important part. Does he want to keep the token? Yes, he does. I am not on his side. I think he should have kept the Caramon to keep on digivolving, especially with the raw one each time you play something with the same name. So yeah, let's see. Here's the same Caramon in the Raising. Okay. He's gonna go in security, not respecting the ace, but whatever. I don't have the ace, unfortunately, so that's 3 checks for him. Yeah, and nothing special from security. Your security is oftentimes stacked, because you have 11 Tamers and 4 options, which is kind of nice. And the option is going to play out a Tamer as well. So yeah, 15 kind of nice hits. That's 30% on each attack. Let's see what he does with this. We hope for a block. Yes, that's pretty nice. So he has no more blockers. We can go trade our War Greymon with his Diablo, which we are going to do in any day of the week. So he does not have the interruption with Impmon inherited, so we can just warp. Keep in mind, every time you play something, the EX6 Diaboromon is going to be able to play out a token, and the Impmon is going to digivolve something, so the matchup is kind of lost, but our opponent made a huge mistake by letting that trade go through, instead of 2 checks into security, which would have been absolutely fine. Now we're going to delete highest levels, so all tokens are level 6, that means all of them are going to be deleted. That's pretty nice. There shouldn't be too much to worry about, maybe an Armageddon in security, but it wouldn't be the end of the game. Oh, it would be actually, because we have 1 security, but yeah. We didn't die, so at the end of attack we're going to play out the level 6s. We had no other choice. On play, delete the Kurisarimon, and he's on 2, while we have the option card. That's an easy win again. I mean, well, our opponent did a mistake. And again, we're going to mulligan this hand because it's playable, but not optimal. And especially when going first, you want to get some more tempo. And after the Gabumon, there's not much else we can do apart from playing Tamers. And if there's nothing that we're going to draw in the next 3 or 4 cards, it would be kind of a dead hand. So, let's go for Ukomon. It's a no-brainer. And again, please mulligan every time you don't have Ukomon, or 2 Agumon and 2 Greymon, which is also kind of nice. And our opponent is kind of on Alter S, I believe. DM version 1 and version 2 together. make kind of a nice deck, going for Marmemon, always training and having more cards under it. And if you have enough cards, well, you're gonna play out either Blitzgreymon or Crestgarumon and then DNA Digivolve into the Alter S. But let's see that deck in action. We got a draw, we got a tamer, we're kind of nice, but we don't have any level 6 Digimon. On the other side, we have 3 Agumon in hand, or we only have 2 other Agumon in hand right now, so yeah. Let's use the first Greymon and keep turn with the tamer, because, as I said before, if you have 2 or more Agumon in hand, one can be Digivolved in Raising as we did, and one can be Digivolved on top of the Greymon, because it's also a Koromon. It inherits every name, and because it's an Agumon, it has less DP and it's going to be much more likely to die in the security, which just happened. So we can hedge, keep tempo, go for the correct level 3 in Raising, which we need right now. And yeah, there's only one card really missing, which is Melga. So we're gonna hard draw into it maybe. Let's see. Nope, but it was worth a try. So yeah. Again, at this point, you shouldn't go for the BT12 Agumon because it's going to bottom deck the Melga and just, well, kind of work your way towards drawing a lot of cards. Which is what we did with this Gabumon. He's going to go out because he wants to train in Raising, which is fine. We can go into the Greymon Agumon play again. Let's see if we can die in security. Again, with 8,000, we would have survived the security last turn. So let's see if the same trick works twice. Jesus Christ! And yes, it does work. Also, we got 2 Mad Ishidas, which are perfect for the moment right now. And there's a Melga. Well, we don't really need the Mad right now because we have a Melga. So let's just play something from trash, which is going to be an Agumon. And let's see what the search would have been with the Mad. It would have actually been a better Melga. But it doesn't really matter if we have if we have at least 1 Alter S, we don't need to unsuspend. Since we have a second Omnimon to DNA the 2 level 6s. Let's see what our opponent is able to bring up. Because again, okay, they have enough cards to play out 7 play costs, and they're gonna go play out in Crestgarumon. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's gonna bottom deck a level 5 or lower. Let's see if he uses the Tamers to gain back memory. No, he's gonna go in for Blitzgreymon for 3 memory and gain back 4 memory potentially. Let's see what he chooses to do, if he wants to choke me at 1. No, he doesn't. Okay, let's see. Gonna go in with Alter S and keep turn. Alter S is gonna be I think, jamming and 2 checks, so he's really safe at this point. Let's see what he does. Yeah, first check, second check, he has jamming because of all the inheriteds. The M is kind of nice. Gabumon inherited is always jamming. Okay, 1 card is Alter S. Let's see if he has a second one. He has a second one. Also, Alt Art looks kind of nice, especially with Blitz and Crest. Let's see, 2 more checks. Hopefully we're not dead here. If he has 2 more Alter S, we are kind of dead. Given that he's going to survive security. He just survived another security, so he has 2 Alter S as the top security cards. That's a huge problem, because we have, well, hardly any ways to increase our DP. So yeah, let's see what we can do. Here we have enough to go into Alter S on our own. And if he has Alter S, well, that's a problem because he can get unaffected by our effects and then he can go for game because our Alter S does not have blocker. That's the reason why we want to suspend, stun all of his Tamers. They cannot suspend and gain memory back. And instead of going into Alter S, we have to go for the Ace. Because there's 2 removals and 1 effect, which means he cannot use this when Digivolving before our effect resolves. So we can bottom deck all level 6s and then delete something afterwards, which is gonna take out these Digimon or the Alter S that results in the interruptive Digivolution, but there is no interruptive Digivolution. He's just going to, let them be bottom decked. And with 5 memory, we have 6 memory to spend to choke him at 1 and make him unable to play anything. So we go for 2 rookies. One of them is Recursion, the other one goes into the deck, draw a little bit deeper with Gabumon. Yeah, this should be kind of nice. The only out to the Omnimon is Blitzgreymon. Let's see if he has it. Yeah, okay. Well, it's an out per se, but realistically we have 3 attacks and enough for, a lot of Omnimon attacks. No, actually we don't have a Metal Garumon, is what I would say if we didn't have the Agumon in field, which could grab back a Metal Garumon from trash. Also, there's another Metal Garurumon, but we're gonna take a second one to potentially warp 3 times. So play out 1 War Greymon, and let's speed up this whole process. Yeah, warp once, gain back some memory, warp another time once more, stunning 1 Tamer, and now end of turn we can DNA twice. So let's go into the first Alter S and also into the second Alter S. This is kind of nice because one of our Alter S is going to trash the first opponent's Alter S and then walk into the second Alter S, and yeah. That one is going to be taken out by the Alter S in security, but that is absolutely fine. We have another Alter S, and even if that one doesn't survive, we still have the option and a level 6 that we can just hard play for 8, but trashing top card and surviving gives us the game. That's pretty nice. Let's see, just click those away, and yeah, our opponent's going to scoop. Okay. Yeah, next game. Excuse me for the zoom in. OBS was a little bit weird, but let's see. We've got 2 Agumon. That's kind of nice. So we are going to Digivolve into the Greymon. And let's just hope we can Digivolve into Agumon next turn and get the on-deletion of the Greymon inherited, which is the absolute exact same on-deletion as Greymon itself. So yeah, no. Looks like I forgot to Digivolve into Agumon, but that didn't matter because he has Spirit Evolution. We're gonna draw a card regardless and Digivolve afterwards. It wouldn't have changed any of our plays because the top 2 cards of our deck were 2 Gabumon. Unluckily, we're going to play the Tamer for 4 and just draw a card, which is Mad Ishida. Not really helpful since we need a War Greymon instead of a Metal Garurumon. Let's see what he does to our Agumon. Maybe he's going to delete the Agumon, which would be kind of nice, to be fair. But no, he's going for security. Ooh, BT17 Tamer is really nice for us. So we've got the end of turn attack again. He's going to go in with Kendo Garurumon, and I hope he's not bouncing our Digimon. That would be kind of not cool, but let's see what he's going to do. He saw a lot of cards. He has already seen, I don't know, around 20 cards. Keep in mind 5 of them are in security and 15 are in his hand or on the battle area. Yeah, there's the Ancient. Okay, he's going to check, he's going to survive also. Yeah, we're kind of in a bad situation because he has 2 Ukomon, he has a Tamer. Let's see what we can do. We have the options, so we have quote-unquote a lot of plays available, but we still need the War Greymon. Okay, this is a play out of frustration. We just want to stun the Tamer and hope that he does not have anything with Rush. Because if the Tamer is stunned and he can't do anything else, this is just 2 checks and we should live. Okay, another Tamer is pretty cool. That means whenever we find a Greymon, we can gain back 6 memory, which is, yeah, pretty good. Okay, Muchomon in the back. Also another check. We can play out just another Tamer, so we're gonna play out that one because the other one would bottom deck the War Greymon. Here's Louis, yeah, so that's another check. We can't do anything about that. Let's just scoop, yeah. Okay. Going into the next game. Let's see. We got Ukomon, so keep that one. As you saw, Blue Hybrid can still really efficiently go for your games. Especially, well, the Spirit Evolution was kind of hard, you know. I couldn't get the on-deletion of my Digimon and Digivolve in the Raising and then play a Tamer. It was a bit scuffed, but let's see how we fare against, it seems to be Gallantmon. Gallantmon charging up in the Raising with a training, so he has access to level 5, even if I choke him at 1, which would mean that Ukomon is gonna be dead next turn, but we don't respect that. Okay. In my mind, I think the Ukomon is gonna survive. He stays in Raising and Ukomon actually survives. This is huge for us, so we have much more tempo. He grabs the Growl X. I think Growl X is going to be hit on the next ban list, but regardless, we will hatch, keep our tempo, go for Gabumon, and we have everything for Omni combo. Yeah, okay, draw 2 cards with Koromon. The Agumon is going to die, that's okay. Keep Ukomon around just in case, you know. Looking back at the footage, I don't agree with that play. I think Ukomon should have just gone into the Raising, into the security and, well, get a check, because guess what's going to happen against Gallantmon? A lot of DP-based deletions, and 2000 DP is not that much, so let's see what he does. This is the worst stack I've seen in a long time. No Growlmon, straight into Growl X, no on deletion for the Growl X. He's gonna gain back 2 memory. He has no blitz, no raid, no nothing. But he cleared my board. Okay. So even if this was Gallant X antibody, we would delete it right now. And even if he had the Growl X on deletion, we would delete it at the end of attack because the Gilmon that would be played out would be deleted by Wargreymon, holy shit, okay. Let's go into Alter S, delete highest level again. Gallant X would have been deleted as well, so that wouldn't make a change. And whatever floats here is going to be deleted by the Wargreymon. Let's check, let's trash the top card, check 1, okay, that's pretty nice. Put ourselves in security. We've got 6 security against Gallant, that's the first time I've ever seen that. As a non-yellow deck, and he's gonna scoop, yeah. Okay, so these were all the games that I wanted to show you. Here's some background footage, but I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more of these gameplay videos, let me know down below in the comments and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Stay tuned for next video, and I'll see you. Bye!